Yeah, I kinda dropped the ball for the spring season. I know that many people have experienced some good anime that season, but I just couldn't keep up with it all regardless of my reasoning. But since my video on the winter impressions did so well, why not we pick ourselves up and look into the face of the storm? These are my impressions of the summer 2018 season. Probably the roundup at this point because it's so late. So this time around, I'm only going to be taking a look at the shows I'm currently keeping up with and shows I thought were worth mentioning. But you guys get the point, so let's roll! If you're a fan of segmented running time of seasonal anime, then we pretty much know where Overlord is continuing on from. Last time on Overlord Z, we got Pornhub for lizards all the way to Yandere Princess wants to succumb climb to Stockholm Syndrome. But will this bonehead become the Overlord this season? Probably not, but as long as they keep making episodes for this light novel, I'm perfectly fine with it. Overlord has already proven to be a staple show I watch when it drops, and as of the recent episode where all these people are about to walk into their deaths, because come on, they all gonna die, that carnage will be a delight. I'm also still looking forward to watching the newfound sentience of his court. Oh, think of the day we might finally see Albedo realize that her love for Ainz was all programmed as a joke. Just think of the look of her batshit crazy face she would make. Speaking of crazy batshit stuff. Holy jeebus, this is the show I look forward to the most. But could you expect anything less from MAPPA? My god, they make wonderful stuff. Anyway, Bananafish is a drug cartel gang story taking place in the streets of New York! But not only did they update this story to modern day, but the plot is also very captivating. I want to see if Ash will survive the series and how deep MAPPA will really get with these characters. The set pieces are great with portrayals of the lives and dialogues of these people being so natural and genuine. When this policeman said the following...
それも白人でありながらプエルトリカンやメキシカン、黒人まで統率できるというのは
I knew the series was going to be a gem. Of course, I do see two problems. One, it's on Amazon, and even though I have a Prime account, it was a bitch to find if you don't use the search bar. The UI on there sucks! And two, there's no dub yet. Just think of what this show could be like if you open the horizons to a dub. Plus, there's more than 3 black people, which for me is a surprising welcome. And yes, I'll be checking the manga out later. See, people? This is how you get people like me to read the source material. Just be a good anime. So, if you are to watch anything this season, watch Bananafish. I don't care how you do it. Just let it be known, you're missing out. I'm not ready. I saw this coming in the PV, but I told myself I wouldn't be fooled again. Curse you, moe horror genre! All things considered, episode 1 was, how do I word this? An expectingly dreadful entree of sweetness. But sugary this show is not. Do not watch this show if you are easily depressed or have a weak constitution if things go and bump in the night. Now, what I like about this show on a technical scale, you know, once I stopped huddling in the corner of deep thought, was the slow, heavy feeling of things being strained in a membrane. Most things sequence into something else, whether that be fluffy moments to an orchestrated confession that led to... I'll let you find it on your own. Just know, this may be the edgy show of the season, and unlike Furries Gone Wild before, this one actually might be good. Hoping she doesn't do anything, you know what, to the you know who. Take it from the hip new craze, that is RPG Maker. Looks like anime's really digging deep here with source material, am I right? Wink wink nudge nudge. The opening scene gives you thrills, chills, and on board. At face value, while the opening sequence was intriguing, I soon began losing interest once I realized I was watching Contradiction, the anime. First she remembers that she watched her parents die, then presumably wants to find said parents. Then she finds out her parents are dead and acts like she didn't know about that. The guy wants to kill her, but then doesn't want to kill her because she wants to die, but then threatens to kill her again to see Edgy McEdgelord be all edgy, but forgetting that she, again, wants to die. Then he promises that if they get out of there alive, he will kill her and hopes that she has the life in her to want to live so she could die. And then when she tells him what to do, he threatens to kill her again, but she's happy that she could find a way to die. So he doesn't kill her in the end and asks, why don't you just kill yourself then? And then she replies, because God said not to. What? This bit happens over and over and over again. And don't get me started on the long, awkward pauses to flashbacks to scenes that just happened a few seconds ago. Redundant dialogue and padded pacing that clearly doesn't show the problems of the game not comfortably adapting to the source material. Almost as if this came from a game. Who'd have thought? You know, it might have been hard to tell this came from a game with all the puzzles and notes slapped all around the place, cause an RPG maker wouldn't do that, huh? I'm disappointed in this show. Hey, buddy! Yeah, you, in the gaming chair eating your snacks and watching Fortnite compilations. Let me ask you a rare question. Have you ever wondered what's really inside your body? Because I'll tell you, it's missiles. Giant nose missiles. Oh no! But seriously, I love this darling piece of edutainment. Even though I have not heard of the manga before this, like a lot of my AniTuber colleagues, I highly appreciate the show's desire of accuracy and educational facts that don't feel too bogged down by wordy exposition. Maybe it's because I'm not much of a science buff like some others, but I like learning new things and how this show presents the facts of the body, both subtly and out there in the opens. And it's some of the most creative ideas I've seen in recent. I also want to commend David Productions for doing one hell of a good job with its art direction, especially since a certain flagship series of theirs just got announced for a part 5, and they aren't pulling a Toei by making this one look like shite in comparison. That's owning up to your stuff, and I like it. Of course, you're probably already watching it, and for the few that aren't, I have one thing to say to you. Ravioli, ravioli, don't hurt the platelet lolly. For this next title, I'm just gonna ask you directly. Should you watch Asobi Asobase? Well, it has a nicely choreographed opening, animated by Lerche. Cute designs. Aww, look at that. Extreme faces.
Playground games to the death.
Being bad at English. Puppet shows. Acts of democracy. Licking the water thinking it was pee. Popularity complex. Sick kendama tricks. American stereotypes. Oh wow, at least she was polite about it. Creepy fourth wall breaks. References!
Death metal.
Yes, the answer is yes. Go watch that shit. It's a shame this show is unlicensed because this one is really unique. It's morbid and kind of freaky, but has its own distinct charm that I can't look away. While the themes about hard work and taking shortcuts in life for a price is definitely themes we've seen before in anime, the Agu concept helps makes the show very original. So from the first episode, we learn that the Agu are zombie marionettes of people with natural talent and favored by the gods. The bad guys, called the Tailors, clever, right? Use the Agus as sort of talent batteries that are assumingly sold to people who want a shortcut in their given desire, like business, or sports, or in the case of Ai's best friend Machi, a fast pass to ballet stardom. Ai, who has a good deal feeling jealous of her best friend's geniusness, and big air quotes, now is being asked by the good guys, a rude brat and his Gramps, if she could help them free the Agu and put them to rest. The first thing that comes to mind is how very Ninja Turtles this feels like. I don't even know why I think that, but the plot and presentation reminds me of an old 90s cartoon about resistances. Like if Sonic SAM, Ninja Turtles, and Princess Tutu all fuse in a crude blender together. Regardless, I'm definitely watching this. Maybe not keeping up with it all the time, but definitely going to finish it by the end of the season. The fuck did I just watch? At first, I thought this was going to be a Kaleidostar-like anime about the art of theater and following your dreams, all happy and normal-like. And then a draft happened. The imagery decided to get all trippy, the animation was being all superb, but that giraffe sealed my deal. This is a magical girl battle royale in the skies of a musical slice of life. What? I'm so watching this. Even if the black-haired girl is your usual, oh, I'm the girl that's going to be bitchy for 10 episodes because I feel inferior and I was going to be mean to my friends until the last tragic moment, but that is one way to surprise a viewer. Good job. Good job. Time to get the reverse harem out of the way. So far, so good. My bar of expectations is super low because, you know, harems. But at least the female lead isn't a whiny brat who blushes at the slight touch of a man's hand. She went for the full chest this time. And that brat is not a brat, she's a college student. I'm telling you guys, the trend of protagonist ages are swinging towards the older chaps, and I'm all for it. I don't think I could ever go back to the days where questioning your protagonist's age would in tandem get you sacrificed by fire for 4chan fodder. Other than that, this show is alright so far. I'll just be happy that the plot hole ratio can be counted on my hands, and not by the rocks decorating Mount Everest. First we had Sword Boys, now we have Battalion Gun Boys. It's the same exact fucking show. The summoning, the invisible master that's supposed to be the insert audience member. The only thing that's different is much more cross-dressing. Long live the cross-dressing. What are we going to get next? Furniture Boys? All hail shoujo trash. Thanks to Dub Talk during the Anime Boston trip, I've become much more accepting to shoujo trash than I previously was. And also mentioning in my depression video, midterm anime that won't be popular does have its merits in certain times. And this is definitely a show I recommend watching with your friends. It makes it much more enjoyable. Because, oh boy, the show's plot concept is outright ridiculous. So on this episode of Genjika Simulator 2018, the world government pushes themselves into an orgy of fusion into the world empire. This world empire brought peace to further stop nuclear war at the expense of highly involved socialistic propaganda. So in order to stop this government from bringing the fears of the hearts to the people, a resistance was made to stop them. But oh no, this is an anime we can't just end like that. So instead, let's focus on the personified weapons of this resistance collected from famous people around history. Because why bother explaining the inequality of animated and inanimate objects in Japanese cartoons? I can tell you this, if Sword Boys taught me anything, is that I preferred its spin-off over the actual series. So if this show gets ever a spin-off, I'll probably like that one much better. As for now, despite the odds, I am watching the show till the end, just to see how sparkly it gets, and I'm proud to say that. And those are my thoughts of some of this season's spoils. I'm gonna try to do this each season, hoping my time management is in order, but more importantly, if you guys like this type of video, and you can show it by giving that video a like, and subscribe to the Anime Misfit today if you're new. Push it now, and get a rabbit gerbil at no extra cost. Follow me on all my social media wherever I am on this big wide world web, and consider supporting me on Patreon to help make the channel bigger and better than ever. And when I mean better, I kinda want a theme song one day. I'll figure out something that really showcases what makes Misfits so badass. At least, let's not add random symbols to it, because the boom and the bash would get all so clashy and so fast. I'm rambling now, which means I should go now. Shannen, ow!